Hello and good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for your patience. I was outside working on the electronic thing that lifts up my RV, and I'm going, oh my God, Gabby's in there. Get in there. Get in there. So it's crazy.
It's no big deal.
I felt like you guys, when you're out on the road going from town to town to town, when something is broken, you got to get it fixed.
Basically.
What is that? Because we don't really experience that as listeners of music. The trials and the struggles that you guys have out on that road, because that in itself is a performance all its own.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's cramped. Mm-hmm. It's a tight squeeze, and with all the equipment that we have, it's pretty exhausting. It's like a free gym membership.
Yeah. Boy, that's interesting that you say that. You're absolutely right about that, because I mean, and you got to put yourself in positions that are just not normal to the normal person.
Exactly.
Many listeners are going to remember you from Fall and Rise.
Fall and Rise are EPs. One is called Fall and one is called Rise. Mm-hmm. Those EPs are just about every song that's on Fall is about like a falling of yourself or like society. And the songs that are on Rise are about overcoming challenges and things like that. Now,
when you say that they're EPs, but you've got a full album on the way, though, don't you, a little bit later on this summer?
Yeah. We do have a full album. Our latest single from the album's out right now. It's called Place You Lie.
Yep.
And it's on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere.
I love the guitars in that song. Oh, my God. And then the drums come in. Oh, my God. And then you follow it with vocals. I mean, it's like everybody has a chance to be heard in this song.
Yeah, it's a really cool song. It's a pretty collective process, probably the most collective song we've written yet, and same goes for the whole rest of the album, so can't wait for everybody to hear it.
Now, was it one of those songs that you had to piece this part together inside the engineering studio? Because there are so many times I've been in there that we've changed our entire minds when we went in there with the engineer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's the only song on the whole record that actually we pieced together in the studio. I mean, the bare bones of it was mostly written by Ricardo, the other singer and guitar player. It was mostly his idea. And then we kind of collabed in the studio with lyrics and just kind of formulating the song. I believe the song was actually used to be a lot longer. And now it's like very short and sweet to the point.
What led to that? Because Bohemian Rhapsody, they weren't going to touch that monkey. It's going to stay this length.
I think, honestly, it was just when we sat down to write lyrics over it, we're just what would make this song flow the best while keeping the energy. So since we wanted to be a single.
That's interesting that you say that, because most of the time when we would go into the studio, we'd go in there with just a guitar riff and then build it that way. But to go in there, so you had it all laid out and then you added the lyrics to it?
Yeah. Ricardo, like I said, he wrote majority of the song, like all the parts and the pieces, and then the studio we kind of fleshed it out in a way where it would make the most sense for just the overall vibe. And then last came the lyrics, and honestly the lyrics was of course for me the funnest part, because before the lyrics I just kind of wrote the melody over it with Ricardo, and a lot of the early recordings were just a lot of like gibberish talk, I guess, until we put real words to it. So like for the bridge, there's obviously real words over it now, but when it was first wrote, it was just like ba ba da ba da da, until we figure out what words to put over it. So that was fun. That's
almost like a Paul McCartney scrambled eggs moment, then.
Yeah, basically just screaming and singing ba ba da until you get some real lyrics.
See, that's the stuff that I like listening to, because it's fun to sit there and take it from the baby steps to where you've got the full production at the end. And because, I mean, to me, you get to experience the entire journey. We get to listen to the final part of the journey.
Exactly. Yeah, that song came a long way. It was always good. So just the version that it is now, it's just really cool to hear and see how people receive it and kind of how it turned out. I mean, it's cool because that song actually has a lyric in there that is going to be the title of the album, but I won't say it yet. So when it comes out, everybody will figure that out.
So you're creating a huge cliffhanger then, huh? So this way we have to go to the website.
Basically.
And will you hint in any ways with merch or anything like that? Or are you going to wait until the album is actually released before you get the merchandise out there?
So far we don't have any new merch. We do have the cover of the new of the single that's out. And I think it's really cool. It's like a bunch of hands like behind smoke, like trying to like escape, which is kind of basically what the whole album's about. So
Yeah, there's so many images in there. It's almost like looking into an infinity light.
basically,
Yeah, because it definitely toys with the imagination. What was it? Just a bunch of exposures on the camera? How did you guys come up with that?
well, our drummer Kurt, he's actually a professional graphic designer. So he kind of made all the rough ideas and things like that. I don't know, I'm not sure how he does his magic, but he's really good. And so he just sent us some stuff and we just kind of was like, oh, that looks cool. Change the color of this or blah, blah, blah. Just that was the final result. But he's amazing. He designs all of our merch and covers and everything.
I've seen so many videos of you guys on YouTube. I got to ask you a question. How do you feel after a live show? You guys pour your entire everything into that stage.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I feel pretty good. I'm more introverted. I mean, I guess extroverted sometimes too, but depending on the type of show and how many people were there, I can kind of hermit myself a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of like a rush of energy that kind of keeps going until you go to sleep that night. And then you can't sleep because you were just going crazy for like 6 hours straight.
And that's when people will tell you that you're a true artist, when you can figure out ways to fall asleep or do something very creative because you can't sleep. You guys really do work with so many different creative people. It's like you invite them inside your musical house.
Yeah, I mean, our most recent experience with Josh was absolutely amazing. He's such a great dude, just besides extremely talented when it comes to mixing and producing and things like that. Because he'll tell you, oh, that's cool, or maybe if we do this, but he won't push it on you too much to where it's like, okay, like he's very, very good at communicating.
Wow. So now, when you put that video together, were you guys in the editing room all together, or was it one of those things where you kind of just relinquished control and they came back with it?
Totally relinquished control. We went to the site in Detroit to shoot with Wombat. He's super cool dude. And yeah, we just kind of said, hey, we want to record in this room that's white and see where it goes. And he just like went crazy with it, and it turned out amazing. There were like a few little re-edits, like one or two rounds, but it wasn't much. Yeah. He is extremely talented, so.
You guys have always been in front of the fans. I mean, that's a chore within itself. But man, what an invitation for them to keep having you come back.
Yeah. I mean, anytime we get invited back to certain festivals or things, it's always a huge honor. Like we played Ascota Rock Fest several times. We played Miles of Music several times, and that was just amazing. South, not South. Well, we have played South by Southwest. We did get invited back another time too, but we couldn't do it. Wow. And North by Northeast in Toronto. We've done Indie Week and a few festivals in Toronto. So it's been really cool. It's cool to get invited back to stuff.
Well, it seems like everybody is doing a music festival anymore. I mean, Charlotte just did a huge one here, and they're already planning for next year. That's an open door for you guys, right? When you start seeing all these other smaller towns and things having festivals?
Yeah, I think, you know how most festivals are usually in the summer. You got to kind of get yourself geared up around fall time for the next year to play them.
I always like sitting down with the different club owners. They go, I don't like those festivals because people go to the festivals and I can't get these bands into my clubs. So you have to have a relationship with those clubs too, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. We have played tons of places around Southeast Michigan. We played in the UP. At least in Michigan, we played tons of places, and usually everywhere we go, we keep a pretty good relationship with the people that work there, especially the sound dude, because without him, you're going to sound terrible no matter how good you are. So,
how much of the new album is going to be on your live performance?
I believe all the songs. Like, we have Havoc Fest. Yeah, Havoc Fest coming up this August. We play on I believe it's the 23rd. It's a Friday. We're playing, it's in Jackson, Michigan. So yeah, we're playing all of our songs, except for one. Yeah. One is more of a chill song, has acoustic guitar in it. We're not playing that, but you'll be able to hear
that. So where can people go to find out more about the band? Because I want them to really dig in deep and see that you guys aren't just somebody that's new on the music scene.
Oh, no. We've been around for a hot minute. If you want to find us, you can really find us anywhere you find music: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, blackandgraffiti.com. is our domain. And yeah, so Google us, you'll find us. We're out there doing the thing.
Wow. Well, if that rock and roll road makes its way down here to the South, we got to get together and have a face-to-face conversation.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, please come back to this show anytime. The door is always going to be open for you.
Of course. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Well, be brilliant today, okay?
You too.